Hi, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video, we will be talking about the covering in graphs. Okay, so what do we mean when we say covering of a graph? It says here that a covering of a graph, G, is a subset K of vertices of G such that every edge of G has at least one end in K. So, sa madaling salita, ang cover daw is, let's say, a cover, I have a K cover, which is a cover. So, this is a subset of the vertex set of G such that lahat ng yung edge na yon, let's say, for all E element of the edge set of G, E is equal to XY for some X without loss of generality element of K. Parang ganon. So, ipipicture out natin yan kung ganito yung graph mo na G, and this is your K. So, lahat ng edge mo incident to some vertices in K. So, lahat ng edge na yon. So, let us say, for example, I have a graph here. Yan. So, I have A, B, C, D. So, if I have a set here, let's say, K equals A, B, and C. As you can see, this edge here is adjacent to A. Of course, this edge here is adjacent to A and B. This is also adjacent to B and C. And this one is incident to C. So therefore, this subset of the vertex set of G is a cover for that graph. So when we talk about covering, sa sinasabi natin, a covering K is minimum. Minimum siya if yung G mo has no other covering, let's say K prime, such that yung K prime na cardinality mo is less than the cardinality of K. So kung wala kang mahanap na iba pa, ibig sabihin ito na yung minimum. Okay. And the cardinality of such minimum vertex covering K is what they call vertex cover number. Cover number. This is actually one of the most studied area in graph theory. In fact, there are a lot of researches that provides a lot of variants of covering. So, I'd like to advertise lang for those people who have research on this kind of area. Those people are actually the people I know. They're actually one of my schoolmates back in Mindanao State University Iligan Institute of Technology. Merong paper si Dr. Hassan, the certified vertex cover of a graph. And the certified vertex cover is a vertex cover na at the same time certified set siya. Now, because of that, we are actually motivated to create our research work with my former advisee in PUP. We established also the version of this vertex cover, and we call that as rings vertex cover. So it's a vertex cover that at the same time it's a ring set. So you might want to check on that. You can check that to my Google Scholar for all the published papers of the vertex cover. Now, if K is covering, so let's say this is the covering of G, and let's say our M here is a matching in G, it follows that K contains at least one end. Contains at least one end of each of the edges in M. Bakit? Kasi siya yung nagko-cover entirely sa graph eh. So, ibig sabihin, if you have an edge in M, so sa edge na yon, at least isang vertex na yon, kasi dalawa naman ang vertex ng isang edge, di ba? The both ends. So at least isa doon is nasa loob ni K. So that is the vertex cover. So in this case, yung cardinality ng M mo is always less than or equal to the cardinality of K. And if your M star is the maximum matching, and let's say K, I do this label, is a minimum covering. Okay? Take note, yung M star is a maximum and the K, let's say tilde is a minimum. This will always be the cardinality of the maximum is less than or equal to the cardinality of the minimum covering. Yan. So, naka-less than or equal siya, pero it does not hold, yung pagiging equal niya, it does not hold in general. In fact, there are some famous graphs that would have a lot of examples showing na hindi nag-hold palagi yung equality. So, by virtue of those illustration, we would have this lemma that would claim na if ever man lang you have an M matching and K covering, so if in the event na the cardinality of these two sets are equal, then ang tinutukoy natin dito, this is not cardinality but just the M. Ang M dyan is the maximum matching and ang K dyan is the minimum covering. So, let's prove that. Actually, this is very obvious naman eh. If M star is a maximum matching and K tilde is the minimum covering, is A because there are a lot of minimum. Okay? And there are a lot of maximum, so it's A, not D. So, ang mangyayari, yung M mo is less than or equal to M star, no? Cardinality. Kasi max yung M star mo eh. And then this is less than or equal to this K tilde. But remember, your K tilde here is the minimum. So therefore, this is less than or equal to the K. O di ba inassume natin na this one is equal to this? So, it follows that this is equal to this one and this is also equal to this. So therefore, because this is the maximum, automatically this is also maximum. This is the minimum, so this is also minimum. And so we're done. So if you have any question or clarification, please let me know. Okay. So we have a theorem here saying that in a bipartite graph, the number of edges in a maximum matching is equal to the number of vertices in a minimum covering. So actually, this statement is a reflection of the lemma that we have proven earlier, but let's just picture out that one na lang. So let's say I have this graph here. Ganyan. Let's say this is our T equals the N of S. And in this case, may paganon tayo. And so on. So we have additional vertex here. Let's say this is the U. And these guys here are actually connected. Kunyari, ganon. Ganyan. So if you want to picture out that one, di ba yung nagko-cover kasi tayo is that it's actually a collection of vertices such that those vertex cover entirely the edge of G. So basically, ang pinaka-minimum dun is actually pinaka-maximum sa isang matching. So, which is pretty obvious. So, and I want you to double check on that. But I will show you the proof. So, G is a bipartite. Drop lang to ha. Bi- and the bipartition is XY. Okay. Kayo na bahala mag-formalize. And we assume that M star is the maximum matching. Okay. So let's denote U. This is the set of M star unsaturated vertices of U. I'm sorry, of X rather. And we also denote Z, the set of all vertices connected by M star alternating paths to vertices of U. Okay. So in this case, we set S to be Z intersection X and our T here to be Z intersection Y. So, napakita na natin to sa previous theorem before, sa previous video na if ganito ang kalalabasan, ibig sabihin every vertex in T is M star unsaturated, and N of S is equal to T. And so, in this case, we define K tilde to be the set of X minus S union the T. So, ibig sabihin, every edge of G must have at least one of its ends in K tilde. So, bakit? Otherwise, there would be an edge with one end in S and one end in Y minus T. So, that will be a contradiction. Okay. Thus, in this case, the K tilde is covering of G. And this is very clear that the cardinality of the M star is actually the cardinality of K tilde. And by the previous lemma na kapag mag-equal sila, it follows that the K tilde is the minimum covering. That's it. So if you have any question or clarification, please let me know. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any question or clarification, please let me know so that we can talk on that. And for those who are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe so that you'll be updated on a lot of videos that I'll be uploading soon. Thank you and have a great day.